The real reason why most business owners fail is they suck. That's the actual truth. You have two ways to win at business, or two paths really to be successful. You first have the strategy. The strategy is you have to work out every day. You have to wake up. You have to do the team meetings, like whatever, right? That's a strategy. Or like how you run your funnels or you run your ads, like that's all strategy. Then you have on the left side or the other side, tactics. Tactics is sales, messaging, hiring, training. It's skills. Reality for most is most suck. They suck at the skills. They suck at messaging. They suck at hiring. They suck at training. They suck at ads. And instead of admitting they suck and getting better, they'd rather blame someone, or they're not willing to get better. So for example, a lot of people will say, Tanner, you're really good at sales. I'm like, yeah, I knocked on 100 doors a day for 9 months, door to door. Yeah, I probably should be pretty good at sales. I knocked on over 20,000 doors. So if you took 20,000 phone calls, do you think you'd be good? Yeah, you probably would. Most people don't put in that work. So I will see most individuals, they struggle because they don't have skills and they're not willing to sacrifice to get the skills. They think that it should just come naturally, or they think they watch one video or one YouTube or they pay for something that they just be magically good. That's not how it works. So skills is a huge thing. Most people do not learn skills. And I would say one of the biggest things that actually helped me as a young kid before I ever knew I was going to start a business in terms of skills was playing sports. I learned discipline. I learned work ethic. I learned grit. I learned determination. I learned adversity. I learned a lot of the intangible things that come into business. And when football ended, I said, oh, this is the same thing. It's just mental. It's just all mental. It's all mind. It has nothing to do with my physical performance or strength. So that's number one. And if you don't have those skills, do everything in your power to learn the skills. Go, if you don't know sales, go do door to door. Go be a sales rep for someone. If you don't know how to message, practice it. Outreach to people. If you don't know how to speak to people, go on the street and talk to people. A lot of people just they exaggerate how hard it is to get good at something. It's very simple. It's just difficult. Like, yeah, you got to do 1,000 phone calls. Yeah, it's simple yet difficult, right? Number two is strategy. So the other reason business owners fail is they have the wrong strategy. Strategy meaning they have skills. They're good at sales. They're good at those things, but they don't know how to put it all together. So when I look at a strategy, think of a football game and the coach calls a play, but it's not a great play. And so the team has good athletes, but the plays being called are not great, and therefore the business flounders. That's how it works in business, is that if you have a bad strategy, a bad way of acquiring customers, of fulfilling the service, then no matter how skillful you are, because you have a bad strategy, you can't be successful. Now, you'd rather have a bad strategy with skill than have no skills with a good strategy, because even with a good strategy, if you don't have good skills, it's not going to do much. At least if you have the skill set, even with a bad strategy, I think that will usually help you be more successful than not. And after, working with 50,000 plus businesses to date, the number one thing that I usually see the best business owners have is they have more skills. And then if you take a really exceptional business owner, they just have a better offer, right? Sometimes the strategies can be exactly the same, but one has more skills and then one has just a better offer. It's a better business. That's it. What's helped me a lot is I got a lot of skills at a young age. I was a server. I did door to door. I played football. I had straight A's in high school. I was a captain of the football team. I played Division I football. So I learned a lot of the intangible skills, right? Because I think a lot of success is skills, beliefs, and attributes, right? And when you have all three, you'll be successful. So for me, I had the attributes, right? Like I had the non-intangibles. I had the beliefs I could be successful, but I didn't have the skills. Or if you have the skills and the attributes, but you don't believe you can do it, you won't be successful either. You have to have all three. Most people, they think they can do it, but they don't have the attributes or the skills. Attributes even being you work hard, you're disciplined, you do what you say you're going to do, you keep your word. Those things do matter. And I just think the average person hasn't done hard things growing up. In fact, when I grew up, I thought my dad was a normal dad. And then I realized my dad was a freak. My dad worked extremely hard. He was a teacher who took care of 7 kids and did odd jobs. He made more money from his side gigs than his actual gig. He just loved teaching. And it wasn't until I was in my teens that I saw, oh, my dad works harder than most dads. And that's how we've survived. Because if he didn't work so hard, we couldn't possibly have made it. You have to have the skills and the strategies. And if you don't have them, you have to be willing to learn how to get them. You know, I've spent $3 million on different coaching. 80% of it, quote unquote, didn't move the needle, but it also told me what not to do. It showed me what not to do. And that can be just as beneficial as what to do or doing the right thing. So go out there, get the skills, put it with the right strategy, and you can be successful. And if you're having an issue, it's one of those 2 things, and you have to be honest with yourself and you have to fix it.